Why, hello there, folks. Welcome to another round of Modern. This is Dylan from Alternate Universes, and on the left we have Will Ozenek playing Boros Burn, and on the right we have Nick Urban playing Izzet Prowess. That's right, Battle of the Aggro decks right here. We have Nick going first, leading with a Basic Mountain into a Soulscar Mage, and we have Will going with an Inspiring Vantage into a Goblin Guide. Goblin Guide's going to get an attack trigger. We cannot see what the card is, as Nick's deck is ever so slightly off camera. But he untapped, so it wasn't a land. We know that. This is a matchup I actually was really interested to see on camera. Once I saw that these two were paired, because it was like, all right, well, I want to know which of these decks is better. I know Will plays a lot of Burn, and I know Nick plays a lot of Prowess. So I was very interested to see, you know, how two competent pilots do in this matchup. Take a sip of my coffee real quick. All right. Nick fetching and shocking a Steam Vents here. Doing some of the work for Will himself. That's interesting. I don't think I've ever played Burn outside of a couple games with like my coworkers. I have played a good amount of Prowess. It was actually one of the first archetypes I built into when I got into Modern properly the second time. I think the first time I only really built Blue Eye Control and Arclight Phoenix and then never played them. And then the second time I went a little ham and I was like, I'm going to buy all these things. And then somebody was like, you should read Monastery Swiftspear. And I fell in love. I was like, this deck is cool. That exact sound effect was, in fact, what I said. Alright, we're taking in. We got a bauble trigger. But yeah, Burn has never been something that has interested me. I don't know why. There's a lot of cards in the deck that I like. I mean, the deck, I think, plays Monastery Swiftspear as well. But for some reason, I could just never get around, you know, or get to building the deck. Alright, we're going to Lightning Bolt the Dragon Thread Channeler. Nick will, in response, Lightning Bolt the Goblin Guide, get a Surveil trigger from the Channeler. Will seemingly stuck on one land here. Not where we want to be. Alright, 2-mana Expressive Iteration. I wonder if anybody's ever played like a red-blue Burn deck. Is there a reason to do it? I mean, you lose Boros Charm, which is huge, right? And you lose Palm out of the sideboard. And the removal options. Yeah, I guess it's just not worth it. And if you're in red-blue, you might as well just play Prowess at that point.
17, go for 3. 14,
Ooh.
back to you.
Alright, cracking in for some damage here. Will finds his second land drop. Going to play Swiftspear. Going to bolt the Soulscar Mage. Nick is going to Mutagenic Growth in response, paying 2 life in the process, and then taking 2 more from that Swiftspear. Okay, there's an iteration. I have to appreciate how both of these players have their stuff set up. Nick's graveyard is so like cleanly displayed. It's a little bit off of camera, but like it's very neat. And then Will, I appreciate Will. Will always make sure to have like all this stuff on camera.
Come back.
It's good. I know the one time he like played Dredge, or when he played Living Out a couple weeks ago, he made sure that his graveyard was on camera at all times, so then you could see all the cards in it. I appreciate that. Alright, going to play a Soulscar Mage. That was exiled from that iteration. Again, what I believe to be the second best card in Modern. Right. Suspending Rift Bolt, playing a Goblin Guide. Just putting up some blockers, it looks like.
I'm gonna draw a card.
Now, this is round 2 of our weekly 3-round Modern event that we hold at Alternate Universes Bluebell every Monday at 7 o'clock. If you haven't come by and you're in the area, I recommend it. We've got some great people. Now, we had a little bit of a lighter turnout this week at like 15 people, but that was because this was recorded on Halloween night. We had a lot of players go to MTG Las Vegas, and we also have a lot of, families. So,
Combat.
reasonable days to not come to your weekly tournament.
Go with everybody.
Speaking of MTG Las Vegas, one of my coworkers managed to win the entire event, which is freaking awesome. And he did it like in the best way too. His draft pool was crazy. But that is neither here nor there. Nick, crack it in here. Got 2 cards in hand. No prowess triggers.
Let's try to minimize damage. I'm going to block here and block here.
I'm going to go Swiss Spear into Soulscar, Goblin Guide into Soulscar. Going to Spell Effect, Bolt Will. This will grow the Soulscar mages to the point where they will kill the blockers and survive themselves.
Take 2.
And then Swiss Spear will also crack in for 2 damage.
Back to you.
Untap. Rift Bolt, try to kill Soulscar Mage.
Alright. Rift Bolt's going to come off suspend, kill one of the Soulscar mages.
I think it's good.
Alright. And Will's going to scoop it up. Nick will be taking game 1 with Izzet, Prowess over Burn. We'll be right back with game 2 in just a second. Alrighty, folks, we're back with game 2. We're going to have Will on the play, going Inspiring Vantage into Goblin Guide. I think it's like the best turn 1 for Burn. I don't know. Again, I haven't played it that much. I've played against it a lot, but I feel like that has to be the best one. I guess also not revealing a land. Probably pretty good, too. Alright, Nick's going to shock at a Steam Vent's going to 16. Here's a Dragon's Rage Channeler. Just going to pass the turn.
Play Vantage. Searing Blaze targeting you and
Going to play a land and Searing Blaze, targeting Channeler and Nick. Put Nick to 13. This attack will put him to 11.
Not there.
Go ahead.
Searing Blaze, if you don't know what it does 1 damage to target creature and target player, but if you put it has a landfall ability that you do 3 instead of the 1.
Faster.
Will's got that cool textless version of the card.
Combat. Swing 2 trigger.
There's a mountain, Goblin Guide coming in.
It's a card
That's
called
a
Balmore. Yeah,
Nick
I read it when you were playing.
kept a 1-lander. I guess it's an understandable thing, right? If you're up against Burn on the draw, you're going to hope that Goblin Guide finds you a land. Going to Lava Spike Nick.
Pass you.
Yeah. Overall. Play Darcy.
There's another channeling.
Step. Lightning Helix targeting you.
Going to Lightning Heal Nick down to 15. Down to 5. Will's going to go to 23.
3.
My turn.
Okay, 3 mana Skewer the Critics.
Combat.
Alright.
Go for 1. Going
Going to
2.
crack in for 1 here.
Pass back to you.
Draw. Tap land, go ahead.
Alright, tap Sacred Foundry pass.
End of your turn.
Nick is going to attempt to Lightning Bolt Will.
It's gonna speed.
And Will's going to Deflecting Palm the Bolt back at Nick. And that'll be game 2, going to Will Lazanak on Boros Burn. And we're on to game 3. Nick on the play.
Shock myself to 18.
Shocking in the Steam Vents.
Soul Scar.
Playing a Soulscar Mage.
Draw. Play Vantage.
There's an Inspiring Vantage into a... Do we have a Goblin Guide?
Play Guide.
We
Try to
do.
guide every game.
It's 4. Swing.
Guide's going to crack in. Gotta get a trigger. Let's not reveal a land.
Sweet.
I saw one monkey the entire match.
16.
Nick will take 2 down to 16.
Tap.
I saw one monkey. I saw one monkey the whole match, and I traded it.
Bubble.
Is a Mishra's Bubble. Gonna get a Prowess trigger off that.
Combat.
From that spot, it seems pretty valid.
Crack in for 2.
2.
I had no
Bubble you.
Into Bubble. Reveal a Monastery Swissberry.
Go ahead.
Pass the turn, draw on the upkeep.
Worst case scenario,
16.
he hits a
Yeah,
lightning.
shocking in a Sacred Foundry.
That is the worst case
Going
scenario.
down to 16 life here.
Yes. I got got by spell piercing.
Play Spear.
Playing out a Monastery Swissberry.
So 4/3.
Attacking in for 3. Gonna get that Gobble Guide trigger.
Steering Blaze, 'cause I cast Monastery
Get a
Switch
turn.
for
Reveals a land this time. Nick gets to put in his hand.
4 mana. Thank you. You can get it for 2.
I guess I take 3. Let's get effects.
No effects.
Alright, no effects from either player. Nick gonna go to 13.
Go ahead.
Tap.
I think you got Delirium either from the spell pierce or the survival. Because then you were just able to attack for 3, and I was like, he hard cast the force again.
There's a Scalding Tarn as a land for turn.
Go ahead.
It's gonna pass.
Yeah, I saw you exile a mystical dispute.
Sorry,
with
spell man,
Restoration, and I was
Will thinking in the end step here. We see a Lightning Bolt.
Bold Soulscar.
Going to bolt the Soul Scar.
like, Boros Charm, the lightning.
Yeah, I'm gonna fluster it.
Nick will Fluster Storm it.
My turn. I'll draw.
Have a good night, John. Good to see you.
Play a land. Searing Blaze, targeting you and Soulscar.
Landfall Searing Blaze, doing 3 and 3.
My entire hand was deflecting bombs, and if you cast a Blood Moon, I would have been real sad.
Nick will fetch. Going down to 12 right now.
He countered one of that deflecting bombs. I deflecting bombed a lightning bolt 2 times. Oh god. If you
I believe this is in response to the Prowess triggers of the Swift Spear.
So Prowess triggers also summons.
do I get
Yes,
the
it
fragment
is.
trigger on you? That's what I was gonna ask. That would be so cool. It should be that way. I have it.
Dart.
It's going to Lava Dart, probably the Swift Spear.
Dart Swiftspear.
Going to then flash back the Lava Dart as well.
Right, no response to that.
Right, 2 damage, killing the Swift Spear.
Yep.
This will keep the Soulscar Mage alive with 1 toughness.
Combat. Swing 2, trigger.
They're going to attack in.
Block.
Alright.
Going to block and trade.
Second main, go to 15.
Will's going to
Lava
fetch.
Spike targeting you.
Lava Spike doing 3 damage to Nick here, putting him to 6. Fetching a foil Snow-Covered Mountain from the Pixel Art Lands. I think, like, objectively the best art for the Snowlands. Though, honestly, there isn't, like, any bad ones. The originals are great, the Modern Horizon ones are great, even the Kaldheim ones are pretty good, too. Nick, at that life total, you never want to be against Burn.
Pass turn.
Draw. Sanctifier on back.
Alright, plays a Sanctifier in Vec. Protection from red and black. It's going to exile all red and black cards from both players' graveyards. And then if a red card or red or black card would be sent to the graveyard, it gets exiled instead.
Go to 13.
Card that we don't see too often anymore. It was actually pretty popular for a while in white sideboards. I think, was it because of Grixis? It might have been because of Grixis Death Shadow. When it was like the de facto best deck in the format.
Yeah.
This is my kind of magic right here.
Oh yeah. Red versus red.
Yeah, I've recorded already. Like your that phone cover case. Case is cool. Space astronaut.
It having protection does mean that Will's going to be able to attack next turn without like any consequences.
All you do is go face. Space is place.
Because I think the only thing in Nick's deck that
I tried to make it
removes it would be Vapor Snag if he plays it.
I'm still
Thank you.
proud of you.
Which, like, I hope so. Vapor Snag's a sick card.
Played against you wasn't a pre-release. Don't just forget that. I actually don't know if that's true. It was my first constructive then. That I know for a fact. But I had to have drafted before I could like build a legacy deck. It just only makes sense.
Just play modern burn legacy. Still 3-0 anyway. It's a nice force of will.
Nice Uro deck out.
Yeah.
Impulse. Surveil trigger.
2 mana. Thrill of Possibility.
Lava
The Surveil trigger.
Exile.
Exile 2 cards. Nick may play them this turn. I think this turn and next turn. It's gonna pass the turn.
Combat. Swing 2.
Cracking in for 2 here. Nick will go to 3.
Lightning Helix targeting it.
And we're gonna Lightning Helix on top of that. Nick will be losing game 3.
This is
And
the
Will
first
take
time
it
I've ever
2-1 with
played
Boros Burn
Sword
over Izzet Prowess. Thank you for watching, folks, and have a great rest of your day.